Hello and a very warm welcome to everyone joining us here on DFB TV. We're bringing you something a little different today as we join Die Mannschaft, the German national side, in an open training session here in Aachen in the new Tivoli Stadium. A beautiful stage for today's football antics. Plenty of people still making their way into the stadium. A lot of youngsters here to get close and personal with some of their idols and some of the big names that make up the German national side. Plenty of smiles on the sidelines. The players not quite out yet. You can see some of the coaching staff getting things ready. Will be really interesting to see this live training session. I'm sure there'll be a few things the side will be working on as they prepare for those Euro 2020 Group C qualifying games. Germany currently second in Group C, however, have just played the one match. Northern Ireland currently in pole position, having won their opening two games. Germany just the one game to their name, beating the Netherlands 3-2 away from home. So fantastic performance from them there with a 90-minute winner from Nico Schulz. Fantastic results for Joachim Löw's side, and they now are here preparing for the remaining two matches before the players go off on a well-deserved summer holiday. However, that is not all the games still needed in the group. They will return in September and play the remainder of their qualifying games, but the time here and now preparing for the two that are coming up, the first of which in Belarus against Belarus, and that will be on June the 8th, and then just 3 days later at home against Estonia. So two games where Germany, Joachim Löw and the players, I'm sure, will be hoping and feeling that they can come away with 6 points from. I think most would agree those are games that they will be looking to win, especially with the likes of the Netherlands and Northern Ireland, which could pose a slight threat, especially the form that they're in recently. 2 wins in the bag already. That's a nice little bit of momentum they've been able to build, and they'll be going into the game against Germany, which is coming later in September, of course, looking to try and cause an upset. Doing very well in Group C already, but Germany will surely go into that game as favourites to top the group as well. However, the Netherlands could give them a run for their money. All very interesting in Group C, of course. A long tradition of rivalry between Germany and the Netherlands, so expect fireworks the next time they meet up. Germany drawing first blood in the first encounter, winning 3-2. And a fantastic event this, an attempt by Team Germany to try and connect with their fans again. It's always been a very strong bond between the players and their support, and this is an opportunity to just open the door and welcome both young, old to come and enjoy the team, see them in action. And of course, the German side itself with a bit of a new look. It's going through a slight transitional period now under Joachim Löw, who he himself has had a few health scares in recent days, but we can bring you the good news, of course, if you haven't already heard it or read it, that he has been released from the clinic after suffering a few chest pain problems, but is being given the green light and the all clear, and will link up with the team as soon as possible. So good news there, and of course everyone here wishing him a swift recovery. Hoping to see him on the sidelines again very soon. But the likes of Markus Sorg and Andreas Köpke doing a good job. The team, of course, just before this were in Venlo in the Netherlands at the training camp there, where they went through a few team building exercises as well as the normal training schedule, and have now come over to Aachen for this open training session in front of the fans here. Over 20,000 tickets handed out for free, which is a great move by the DFB to try and encourage everyone in the area to come and enjoy some players that they might not usually get the chance to see. Another reason for the DFB deciding to come to Aachen rather than hold this open training session in one of the bigger footballing cities like a Düsseldorf, like a Munich, and the likes of Stuttgart, etc. Giving a chance to some of the younger football fans here in Aachen to see the stars that they follow on television, live and in person. Both boys and girls here to enjoy the show, and why not? Fantastic scenes and wonderful pictures. It's a pleasure to have you all here with us as well. Don't forget, you can, as always, follow everything that is Die Mannschaft on the DFB website. That's www.dfb.de, and add a slash and an en on the end of that to get the English version of the website. Of course, you can follow Die Mannschaft on all the social media outlets as well: Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search for Die Mannschaft or Germany national football team, and within a few clicks you'll be right where you need to be. So the 22-man squad that Joachim Löw and his coaching assistants and staff have gone for the two qualifying games against Belarus and then Estonia on June the 8th and then June the 11th is as follows. The three goalkeepers, Bayern Munich's Manuel Neuer and Sven Ulreich, making up two of the three, with Kevin Trapp currently an Eintracht Frankfurt player, but will be making that move to PSG permanent in Ligue 1. Makes up the goalkeepers. As for the defenders, Matthias Ginter, Leipzig's Marcel Halstenberg, just 2 appearances for the national side for him so far. Jonas Hector, the only player not in the German top flight to make it into the German squad. Then Thilo Kehrer, the young central defender, currently plying his trade with Paris Saint-Germain, one of the young names that's been brought up into the first team now, given a chance to impress. The future certainly looks bright for him. He still just 6 appearances for him for the first team. It looks like he's here to stay, being selected again for these European qualifiers. Then Lukas Klostermann, the Leipzig player, also in the squad. Nico Schulz, Niklas Stark, who's struggling with an injury at the moment, but should be making his way back towards the end of the month. Then Niklas Süle, of course the big man from Bayern Munich in central defence, and Jonathan Tah back into the German first team as well. Then midfield and strikers, Julian Brandt and Julian Draxler, both part of the 22-man squad, as is Serge Gnabry, Leon Goretzka, Ilkay Gundogan, the Man City midfielder, also in the mix. Kai Havertz, the young Leverkusen midfielder, who's impressed in recent times. He's part of it all as well. And you can see the players now making their way out onto the pitch, much to the delight of the young fans here to see them in action. Joshua Kimmich, Marco Reus, Leroy Sané and Timo Werner making up the rest of that 22-man squad. Leroy Sané, of course, perhaps a player with a bit of a point to prove, having not made the World Cup squad. Now given another chance to impress during the Euro qualifiers, and if he can do so, I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw him in the 2020 European Championships as well. The 2020 Euros a little different, with it being the 60th anniversary of the competition. It will be hosted across 12 different cities in Europe. First time they've gone for that sort of style of tournaments. Not everyone's a cup of tea. Some people like the idea, others not so sure. Let us know what you think on our Facebook and Twitter pages. We'd love to hear what you think about the new direction the Euros are taking for this anniversary edition of the competition. Should be very interesting. I'm sure there will be some people who are a fan of the idea, Me, myself, I don't think it's too bad, really. I think it does give certain cities the opportunity to potentially host a very big game between two very big teams. Of course, one semi-final will be held at Wembley in London. That will be a fantastic occasion, that's for sure. Especially if the likes of perhaps Germany and England are playing, or some of the big names in those latter stages. And it does then mean that the people in those cities and in those countries have a chance to enjoy a big European Championship game without having to really spend all that money on traveling to different countries and booking hotels and everything that goes along with it. Of course, on the other hand, it could be a big game involving your country, and then it does become a bit of a financial issue because you might have to travel a long way and take a few days off work in order to get there. So it certainly has its ups and its downs, its pluses and minuses, but all in all, I think it could be an interesting way to watch and enjoy what will surely be a fantastic competition. Of course, more teams involved in the Euro 2020 tournament than usual as well, with the number of teams being increased, allowing more countries around Europe to be a part of the competition, and also meaning that there'll be a lot more football to be played. So as a fan, probably a good thing. Maybe as a player, well, maybe not so much, but I'm sure all the fans and players will both be happy to simply be a part of it, no matter what. Julian Brandt certainly has a few fans here as well. There we have Marco Reus, one of the big names, and will be one of the go-to players at the Euros and the qualifying games for those Euros as well. Total of 39 appearances for the German national side. Marco Reus, slowly but surely becoming a veteran in this now rather young squad. I'm sure he'll be one of the players that Joachim Löw will look to help guide some of the younger players and help their national team experience, try and help them to get the most of it and also get the most out of those players. As we've seen with so many of the big teams around the world, the veterans, the older heads within the side, not just important out on the pitch, but off the pitch and during training as well, as a form of guiding the youngsters and showing them what it's all about, making sure they do everything right and getting the best out of them. Some of the youngsters like Gnabry and Brandt and Sané, those are the names that come to mind. I'm sure they'll be looking to Marco Reus to try and pick his brain as much as they can. Times like these, training sessions like these, and time away with the national side, the perfect opportunity to do just that. Marco Reus, of course, with 10 goals for Germany so far in all competitions. Had a good season with a BVB as well. The Dortmund frontman, instrumental in their charge for the title, which just fell short towards the end. Dortmund just running out of a bit of steam towards the end of the season. It looked like they were on track to beat Bayern Munich to the top position come the end of the campaign, but it wasn't meant to be. And that big loss against Bayern Munich in that decisive game probably what caused the, don't really want to call it a downfall, but it certainly was a disappointing end to the season. I'm sure Marco Reus will be one of the first players to say that, especially after a good performance from him. Brown here in attendance as well, former club and national team player. Former DFB president as well. 92 to 2001. On screen now. As always, very socially conscious, well aware of what the German national team brings to the nation and brings to football fans as well, and was always very much involved in trying to bring the team as close to its fans as possible. Very big on social projects and the importance of the team being socially active as well, and that being recognized here today during this live open training session. Once again, just stating how important football is, that bringing people together has the power to change lives, and the German national team constantly part of projects that try and help the fans, people of German cities, people who perhaps come from different backgrounds, different cultures, integration. There's even projects with the blind football national team as well, and sometimes they don't always get the recognition they deserve, but it's important to know just how much goes on behind the scenes, and it's not always about what happens on the pitch, but it's how the German national team can also have an effect on its fans, on the people of Germany, and on everyone who has anything to do with football in this country. An absolutely fantastic initiative that has been going on for a long time, and long may it continue as well. And it all began with Ilias Braun, the elderly gentleman on your screen before, former DFB president as well. Something he started a long time ago, and great to see it evolve and become bigger, better and greater season for season. So a big thank you to everyone involved. And one more look at Mr. Braun, the man who got the ball rolling, quite literally. So here we see the likes of Sané, Gnabry on some bibs as they would seem the warm-ups done and dusted. Now time to get into a few different exercises as well before there will be a little game, which is why you can see some of the players wearing green German shirts, others wearing white. Would suggest that those are the two teams that will be taking each other on. And it will be interesting to see how some of these younger players, some of the newer faces to the side, fit in to this German squad. How quickly they'll be able to adapt, how well they'll deal with the pressure. Of course, all of them big name players already, have played in big games at club level, but yet to really taste what it means to be a German national team player. This German side, of course, so successful in recent years in international competitions, be it European or World Cups. A number of titles to their name, wonderful performances, and a rich history in international football. So the pressure is naturally going to be there on these young players, but the likes of Gnabry, Brandt, Sané, Kimmich, just to name a few, players who've shown at club level that they can certainly deal with the pressure, and wouldn't be surprised if they just take it in their stride, really. Of course, surrounded by some very experienced heads as well, and under the guidance of fantastic coaches. Köpke there, the keepers, getting them fit and ready for this little friendly that will be played within this German squad. Serge Gnabry really has developed into a fantastic young player at Bayern Munich, getting more and more game time. Total of 30 appearances this season for Bayern Munich, 10 goals, 7 assists to his name, over 2,500 minutes of football, so plenty of action, which is what you want for these young players. You want them to have a rhythm, have momentum on their side when they come into the national team and take that good form from the league at the end of the season into the beginning of the summer, and produce the goods out on the pitch during the important games against Belarus and Estonia. Just a quick reminder, that first game against Belarus, in Belarus as well, that's on Saturday, the 8th of June. It's an 8:45 evening kickoff. That's Central European time, 8:45 evening kickoff. So make sure you find a way to watch the game and show your support. And then just 3 days later, on June the 11th, another 8:45 evening kickoff Central European time in Germany, as Die Mannschaft hosts Estonia. And if Germany can get 6 points from both those games, back-to-back wins, that'll take their tally to 9 and put them in good stead, most likely at the top of Group C for the 2020 European Championships qualifiers. Gnabry with just 6 international caps. 5 goals to his name as well, one of those coming in the qualifying. During that game against the Netherlands, Leroy Sané, the player who got the scoring underway. Just 15 minutes into that game, Serge Gnabry then 20 minutes later, putting Germany 2-0 up. Then it all looked like it was going downhill, didn't it? In the second half, Netherlands coming back strong. Matthias de Ligt, a young man at the centre of all the transfer news across Europe at the moment after Ajax's fantastic performances. But next up, a few words from some of the coaching staff. Oliver Bierhoff down there as well. A big thank you to all the fans, parents and kids who've taken the time to come here and show the national team their support. Going to be seeing a real-time training session, followed by a small match between the players as well. Some shooting exercises. 2 surprises after the game as well. And of course, a chance to rub shoulders with some of the players as well and bag yourself one of those all-important autographs with the likes of a Sané or a Gnabry, perhaps even a Marco Reus. To see the players down in the corner as well, near the touchlines, nice and close to the fans. That's why they're all here. He's making plenty of noise as well, which is fantastic to see. Manuel Neuer on screen there. National team captain. Able to get a little bit of game time under his belt just at the end of the season with Bayern Munich, having been on the sidelines injured throughout the entire campaign pretty much. Joachim Löw, as always, putting his trust in the big Bayern Munich keeper, making it very clear that he's his number one. And considering what Manuel Neuer has achieved and done with the national side in his time as goalkeeper and captain, well, you can't really argue with Joachim Löw. And Sané, all smiles. The sidelines there. Question marks over where Sané will be playing next season. Will he stay with the likes of Manchester City? But next up, a few words with young Joshua Kimmich here. Asked how special a day like this is, Joshua Kimmich stating it's extremely special. It's always fantastic to be able to come and train in front of this many fans and see just how many people are interested in watching them do what they do on a daily basis. Always great to see your countries behind you, and always amazing to see how many people are willing to show up for a day like this. Kimmich back down the tunnel to get ready for the training game, or a slight friendly between these players, which should be very interesting to watch. I'm sure there won't be too many tackles flying in, that's for sure, but we might see some good goals and a bit of trickery here and there. I'm sure some of the players are well aware that all the fans have made the trip here. We'll try and put on a little bit of a show at least, which is always nice to see, and it will surely be entertaining. The national team logo being removed from the centre circle to make it all possible, of course. Joshua Kimmich just with a few words before saying how special it was for the players to have these fans come and show their support. Great for the players. Joshua Kimmich, a young man, just 24, but already 40 caps for the German national side. 3 goals to his name as well, 2 of those coming in the World Cup qualifiers, the other in an international friendly. Made the move from Bayern Munich back in 2015 from Stuttgart, and well, it's all been uphill since then. Arguably the best right back in the country, possibly one of the best in the world if you ask a lot of football fanatics. I definitely think he's up there with the best in the business, and following in some big footsteps in that right back position, but has everything it takes, if you ask me, to become just as good, if not better. Perhaps could become a Germany and Bayern Munich legend himself. Decent season in the Bundesliga as well, part of the Bayern Munich side that was able to lift the title. Played over 4,200 minutes of football, 34 appearances in total, 2 goals to his name as well in the Bundesliga, but 14 assists in the German top flight this season. Just speaks volumes of just how important he is. Really is one of those modern right backs. Fantastic defender, good at defending set pieces and great at defending in open play, but always happy to get forward, get involved and become part of each and every attack that Bayern Munich throw at their opponents. And 14 assists, well, just goes to show how important he is to those attacks as well. long to go before the players come out and give us a little match to enjoy. I presume it will be the likes of Neuer and Kevin Trapp in between the sticks at either end. Perhaps Ulreich gets some game time as well. Looks like it's exactly going to be an 11-a-side. Great to see that there's going to be some kids walking in with the players as well. Fantastic experience for some of those little football fans there. And really great idea. A little bit of authenticity to this match as well, and a little bit of excitement as well. Really, really good, helping to build atmosphere. So it should be very interesting to see how this unfolds. So Manuel Neuer goes for the high fives, moving his way up the line of the little football fans. It's events like these and open days like these that have been put in place to try and reignite that fire and that relationship, which has always been a strong one between the German national team and their fans. And hit a few bumps in the road in recent times, of course, with Germany and their disappointing World Cup. Well, that is to be expected, of course. I think that would be the case with any national team in any country. But with players like these and days like these, should be no problem bouncing back. And as already mentioned, with players like these, you expect big things, and when they don't come your way, it's always a disappointment. But I'm sure it's just as disappointing for the players themselves. So they'll be hoping to get things back on track and getting Germany back to where they surely belong, which is at the top of international football, a place they've called their home for a very long time, and a place they hope to continue calling their home for years to come. Plenty of waves all round. The youngsters out on the pitch getting a taste of what it's like to walk out onto the pitch before a game. A wonderful idea. Very nice touch. The legend, that is Ilias Brown, making his way out as well to take part of the team photo. Another lovely touch. A man who's done so much for German football and the German national team. An absolute legend. A wonderful person. Gundogan there, Manchester City midfielder, played a big part in the Premier League winners campaign. 31 appearances, 6 goals and 3 assists. Played a big part in the Champions League as well, a total of 8 appearances in Europe's biggest club competition, and Pep Guardiola stating on multiple occasions just how important he is to the side. A fantastic big squad, a fantastic squad in general. Manchester City and Gundogan, a big name within that side as well. Probably one of the more experienced players in this German national team, a total of 31 caps for his country. A lot of those coming in friendlies, but to take part in the World Cup qualification and the World Cup, not to mention the Nations League, one of the newer competitions, and the Euro qualifiers as well. Gundogan could still have a big part to play in this German national side. Speaking of the Nations League, of course, didn't quite go to plan for Germany. They were in a rather tough group with the Netherlands and France. Had to settle for a goalless draw in their first match against France at home. Losses against the Netherlands and then France would follow. All finished with a 2-2 draw with the Netherlands in their second encounter, meaning Germany would finish bottom of Group 1, and therefore into Group C with the likes of Northern Ireland, the Netherlands, Estonia and Belarus for the 2020 qualifiers, the European Championships. Looks like there'll be some crossing and finishing before we get into an actual game first. Kara with the delivery. Gnabry on screen right now, making his way over behind the goal mouth. An exercise to just try and work the keepers, work on some finishing and some crossing at the same time. Timo Werner. No mistakes from the Leipzig frontman. Werner, of course, potentially could become a real, well, legend within the side, especially if he can take his club form into the national team. He hasn't quite been able to do that just yet. He does have 9 goals in 24 international appearances, 2 assists as well, which isn't bad for the still only 23-year-old. When you look at his stats in the Bundesliga, 30 appearances for Leipzig, 16 goals, 9 assists, 19 goals in all competitions. That's including the Europa League qualifiers, the Europa League itself, and the DFB Cup. Over 3,000 minutes of football. Very, very highly rated, and a name that's been, well, thrown about in the transfer window as well. The likes of Bayern Munich, Manchester City, Manchester United, plenty of English sides, even Italian clubs interested in the young German forward. And, well, considering his last 2 seasons in the Bundesliga, not too surprising, really. Ulreich there, the 3 goalkeepers in this 22-man squad. Bayern Munich number 2. And who knows all about Manuel Neuer, his national team captain. And Bayern Munich teammate, 2 men that train with each other on a daily basis, pretty much picking up where they left off here with the national side. Stark there, looking like he's recovered from that injury he picked up not so long ago. Gundogan once again. Curling one in for Matthias Ginter. Ginter, of course, making the move from Dortmund to Borussia Mönchengladbach at the beginning of the season. Spent 3 years with BVB before making the move. Yet to score for the national side, the defender. 24 caps to his name. Did manage to pick up 2 goals in the Bundesliga this season, though. Borussia Mönchengladbach. Highly rated by Joachim Löw and his coaching staff. And definitely another one of those young players Germany is looking to bring forward and help develop on the international stage. Kimmich with a cross in for Julian Brandt. Be interesting to see what Brandt can bring as well. Definitely one of the up-and-coming stars of German football, Julian Brandt. And a player who you feel still has so much more he can learn and add to his game. He's not just 23 years old, the Leverkusen star player. Fantastic season for Leverkusen as well. 7 goals, 14 assists to his name this season, which puts him up there with some of the best in Europe in that department. 17 assists in all competitions as well, so a young man who made his debut for Germany back in May of 2016 under Joachim Löw. Definitely looking to become one of the go-to players here in the German first team. Sane, a big fan favourite. Probably technically the most gifted player in this German side. Of course, you do have the likes of Brandt, Reus, just to name a few, Serge Gnabry as well. Technically very good, but Sane just has that little bit of magic about him, doesn't he? Just able to create things out of nothing, and almost a little Brazilian when he's on the ball with the trickery he brings to the game as well. Not exactly always what you've come to be used to with the German national side. Hasn't always had the most flair players, the most tricky players, but Sane definitely one of the first in recent times to bring that to the table. Not always everyone's cup of tea because it doesn't always quite work out. He's also struggles with form at times. When he's on, he's definitely on, and probably one of the most exciting attacking young players in world football. Almost unstoppable when he's on top of his game, but sometimes just manages to become his own worst enemy almost, and gets frustrated when things don't go his way, and it can affect his game. Perhaps part of the thinking behind Joachim Löw leaving him behind for the World Cup, perhaps felt he wasn't quite mature enough yet. That now perhaps has changed. He's got another title-winning season under his belt with Manchester City, and will bring a whole season's worth of top-class, world-class football to the table now that he's part of the side, and that will be perhaps have been a learning experience from him, something he can grow and mature from, and now come back into the German national side, even with perhaps a little bit of a point to prove as well. And sometimes when you've got players that are as skillful and energetic as he is, and they've got a point to prove, well, sometimes when you get the best results from them, perhaps part of Joachim Löw's thinking there. It will definitely be interesting to see how he performs in the 2 upcoming games against Belarus and Estonia. Those are the kind of teams where you think the likes of Leroy Sane could really hurt them with his pace, power, finishing, and he's able to set up goals for his teammates as well. He's got great vision, wonderful distribution, so it should be very interesting. I myself expecting big things from Leroy Sane in the next few years, and I think he's one of those players that could really bring Germany back to where they belong after a disappointing World Cup. Manuel Neuer, of course, one of the older, more experienced heads within the side. It was a difficult season for him, but he'll be happy to be back where he feels he belongs, a place he's called home for a long time, in between the sticks for the German national side, and wearing that captain's armband as well. Really is a true leader, leading by example, both on and off the pitch. Very well spoken, always a very calming character to have around the team. And just bags of experience as well. Fantastic goalkeeper, one of the best in the business, no doubt about it. And great to see Germany just continuing to produce world-class shot stoppers. It's almost as if they've got a factory somewhere. Just keep spitting them out, don't they? Good volley there from Jonathan Tah. The players brought back from the under-21s into the first team. Big things expected from Jonathan Tah, just 23 years old. Another one of the young members of this German side. The next generation of Die Mannschaft out on the pitch here, preparing for those 2 Euro qualifiers. And Jonathan Tah made the move from Hamburg to Leverkusen back in 2015. A fantastic move it was. Big things expected from him, and he's really become an integral part of that Leverkusen defense. Total of 38 appearances in all competitions for Leverkusen this season. 3 goals and an assist to his name as well. All of those coming in the Bundesliga. Still just 5 caps for his country with the first team. With his debut back in 2016 under Joachim Löw, and then has been in and out of the side since then. Quick water break for some of the players, and a chance for some of the young fans to get a few pictures. Very humid and hot here in Aachen, as it is in all of Germany and most of Central Europe at the moment. It's wonderful weather, fantastic if you're the fans. Perhaps not always quite as comfortable when you're a player out on the pitch, but as is the case with these open training sessions, not quite at 100%. It's more of a day for the fans rather than an intense training session for the players. But still, always good to stay hydrated, that's for sure. Sane just stating to Jens Gritner, in charge of media and TV for DFB, how important these 2 games are, and Germany will be looking to make sure that the 3 points belong to them. Also says it's a fantastic day today. It's an absolute honor to stand here in front of these fans, and a pleasure to see just how many have come to show their support. So Leroy Sane, one of many of the players who are slightly taken aback at the support shown here. And the new Tivoli is certainly filled up now, which just goes to show how much interest there is in the German national team, regardless of where in the country you are. There's always fans that want to be a part of it all. Just goes to show how important days like these are, and what kind of an impact they can have on communities around the country. So it looks like it will be game time in just a few moments. Looks like it's going to be a 7-a-side or perhaps 8-a-side. Could be 11 against 11. Pitch seems a little small for that unless it's been changed and the goals have been moved again. It's hard to tell from these pictures right now, but I'm sure we'll find out in just a few minutes. 11 on 11 would certainly be good fun, wouldn't it? Especially for the fans. So the green team, the likes of Kjæra, Werner, Gundogan, Goretzka. Looks like Draxler might be in there as well. Manuel Neuer makes his way across, much to the delight of some of the fans behind his goal. They're part of the white team here. Kevin Trapping goal for the green side. And we are off. So I believe it's going to be 2 30-minute halves between the sides. Jonathan Tah on the ball here. Kai Havertz on the ball, a young man who's certainly impressed in recent times. Joachim Löw, in his own words, saying he thinks there's a bright future for the young man. Okay, Gundogan. Good ball out wide to find Kjæra. Matthias Ginter with the ball back inside. Niklas Süle in central defence for Team Green here. On the ball now, the big Bayern Munich central defender. Just giving the ball away cheaply there, but it's picked up again by Kjæra. Now Ginter. Goretzka back to Süle once more. Green team knocking the ball around nicely. The white team to do a bit of ball watching and chasing at the moment. Here is Kjæra. Thilo Kjæra, one of the young names brought into the side, just 6 caps for the German national team so far. Made his first team debut in September of last year at the age of 21. He's now 22. A product of the Schalke youth setup. How many good young players have we seen come through at Schalke Academy? Made the move then from Schalke to Paris Saint-Germain for a cool 37 million euros at the time, and has been a big part of PSG's title-winning campaign. 27 appearances in Liga, 7 Champions League appearances, played a part in the Coupe de France as well. 1 goal to his name, 2 assists, almost 3,000 minutes of football. So Kjæra getting plenty of game time over in Liga, which is why he's become part of this German national side as well, and definitely viewed as one of the up-and-coming stars in German football. Very exciting young player, very much a modern defensive player, but can play in a number of different positions. You could even play him out on the wing in midfield, or as a modern wing back. He's really ticks all the boxes in those departments, and it will be great to see just how he develops. Chance here now for green side. Werner with a good chance. Can't find a way past Manuel Neuer though. Good save from the big man in between the sticks, quick off his line. Certainly looks like he's recovered from that injury well. So a corner for the green team here. An in swinger towards the back post. White team able to clear their lines though, and now looking to counter quickly. Here's Havertz. Out on this left flank. Lovely ball inside. Julian Brandt tries to pull it back across the face of goal. Intercepted by Hector though. Kevin Trapp and a little dink out wide to relieve the pressure. Holstenberg. There's Kehrer. Marco Reus. Haven't seen too much from him so far. Goretzka. Hector. Trying to fizz one into the feet. Timo Werner there, didn't quite come off. Jonathan Tarling giving the ball away into Kehrer. Now Marco Reus inside the box, tries to pull one back. That's blocked by Joshua Kimmich. Julian Brandt finds Schultz down the line. Gnabry making a run, Schultz deciding to hang on to the ball. Does eventually send the ball into the middle, but there's no one to aim at there. Gnabry with a look over to his teammate, probably wondering why the ball didn't come in earlier. Gundogan to Draxler. Werner. The overlap he was expecting never came into fruition there. Halstenberg just holding up on the run. Gnabry. Serge Gnabry just seemed to get better and better with every game he played this season for Bayern Munich. Definitely one of the informed players, that's for sure. Picking up a Bundesliga medal. There were question marks when Bayern Munich signed him, whether or not he was exactly what they were looking for, but I think he's well, proven any or all of the naysayers wrong. Julian Brandt, nice little turn inside and picks out Havertz beautifully. Gundogan. The interception, lovely through ball is Timo Werner. Can he get a shot off? Fantastic challenge there. Niklas Stark with a very, very strong tackle there. Clue is in the name. Julian Brandt looking to keep the ball in play, does really well there. Finds Leroy Sané, just loses control slightly. Back on the ball now, though. Good layoff by Werner. Goretzka, how wide to Kehrer. Boys down about, making a run down the touchline. Eventually Werner makes a run into the box. Nice pull back left for Marco Reus. Good save by Neuer. Reus trying to pull it back across the Bayern Munich keeper. Kept it low. Plenty of pace and power on it as well, but Neuer, his eye on the ball all the way. Getting down nice and early. Parrying it off to his left and out of danger. Fantastic save from him. Makes it look so easy sometimes. Kai Havertz. Under pressure here. Gnabry closing down. young men hoping to take home Manuel Neuer's gloves. That's the message they've brought with them for the German keeper. Sure, they're not the only ones. Good distribution out wide to find Kehrer. Matthias Ginter, Goretzka. Link up play. Gundogan in space, but with his back to goal. Wait for the supports. Now Ginter again. Goretzka back to Ginter. Good link up play here. This from the green team. Gundogan pulls it back. Little nutmeg, and then Marco Reus tries to curl one into the bottom left corner. It was always dragging away from goal though. The green team here with the better chances so far. Looking more dangerous going forward, that's for sure. Nice little 1-2s, good build-up play as well, and winning the ball back in a dangerous position here. Here's Marco Reus, lays it off for Draxler. Tries a tricky little through ball. Jonathan Tah, though, well aware of what was going on. To deal with the danger. Now, Gnabry. One-on-one with Ginter. Lovely through ball. Leroy Sané. Sané off the face of trap. Courageous save from the PSG keeper. Taking it all in his stride. Kevin Trapp. First real chance for the white team. Comes to that man, Leroy Sané. Not a bad effort. Went for power rather than finesse. Never know what you're going to get. I was almost expecting a cheeky little dink over the keeper, perhaps, or something. You wouldn't put it past Leroy Sané to try that, especially when he knows there's people watching. Certainly a crowd pleaser. Leroy Sané. Coming up with my own tongue twister. Oh, lovely little back heel by Werner. Shot from distance from Goretzka. Straight down the middle though. Manuel Neuer. His body behind the ball. Can't hold on to it initially, but quick to come out and collect the pieces thereafter. Another shot. Another look at that shot. Goretzka. Plenty of pace and power behind it. Just couldn't find an angle past Neuer. Süle under pressure does well. Ginter. We'll leave it for Draxler. Dink over the top, lovely ball, great finish, great goal. Fantastic vision from Draxler there, wonderful skill to just flick it over the back line. Timed it beautifully, as did Marco Reus with his run. Here's another look at it, controls it nicely on the chest, sets himself up, and then just dinks it past Manuel Neuer. Well aware of what Marco Reus can bring to the table. An example of it right there. On his day, one of the best in the world. One of those players that could have moved on from Dortmund on multiple occasions, has always decided to stay with the team, which is why he's such a club legend. He's always reiterated the fact that he's happy where he is. He loves playing for BVB and absolutely adored by the Dortmund faithful. Berg looking to send one down the line there. To find a teammate though. Kimmich. Schultz. Back to Jonathan Tah. Neuer on the ball. As always, feel free to get in touch and have your say on Die Mannschaft on this live training session. What do you guys think of it? You can let us know. Just head on over to Die Mannschaft on Facebook, Twitter, or even Instagram. Let us know what you're thinking. Get involved. Show your support to the national team. Are you happy with the young players that have come through? Are there any players you feel should be in the squad and aren't? Feel free to get involved on all the social media channels. And don't forget, 2 big games are coming up for Germany as Schultz swings a dangerous ball in their trap. And the one-handed parry away there. Wasn't too sure whether or not it was going to drop underneath his crossbar. And as I was just saying, a quick reminder of those 2 big games coming up. The 8th of June, an 8:45 evening kickoff. That's 8:45 Central European time evening kickoff. Germany will take on Belarus on the road before 3 days after that on June the 11th. That's June the 11th, another 8:45 evening kickoff Central European time. Germany at home will host Estonia. 2 games that Joachim Löw will feel, and Oliver Bierhoff of course, will feel this German side should, not probably need to win. Of course, the top 2 in Group C will go through to the 2020 Euros. Germany in a group with Northern Ireland, the Netherlands, Estonia and Belarus. The final 2, their opponents in these upcoming days before the players go off on a well-deserved summer break. Before they return to their clubs and the new campaigns and seasons begin. Euro qualifiers, of course, will continue then in September. First of which will be against none other than the Netherlands. What a cracker that will be. You can see, well, this isn't the most intense of games, with it being a friendly between the German national team players. There's a good sweat going on. This goes to show how hot it is here in Aachen, in the new Tivoli Stadium. It is a wonderful little stadium. Well, it's not really that little, is it? Capacity of over 32,000, almost 33 to be exact. Cost 46 million euros to build, replacing the old Tivoli, of course. Opened back in 2009. First international game held here was under 21 championship qualification against San Marino for the Euros. The 21s winning 6-0 on the day. Also the home of Alemannia Aachen. Play in the Regionalliga West. So that's the Western Conference in the lower leagues, the lower tiers of German football. Sane. Ball. More of a central role for him. Normally finds himself out on the left or sometimes a right wing for his club Manchester City. Been given more of a creative midfield role here. least that's the way he's been set up in the opening stages of this little friendly. Schultz doing his best to keep the ball in play. Able to do so. Scott and Sule linking up, the two Bayern Munich players. Know each other well, of course. Now Gundogan on the move. Gundogan still going. Can't find a way past Jonathan Tah in the end. Team Green still on the attack here. Draxler. A cheeky ball through for Timo Werner, but it's picked up by Brandt. And now a white team with a chance to break. Serge Gnabry. Leroy Sané. Making the run forward with him. Gnabry tries to curl one into the top right corner. What a finish that would have been. He wasn't too far away from finding the top shelf there. Lovely technique. Cuts back inside. Sule at 6s and 7s finds himself on his backside. The ball very nearly finding its way into the top right corner there. Absolutely blasting that one, Gnabry. So Halstenberg from Leipzig and Nico Schultz, 27 and 26 years old respectively, part of the younger players being brought into the team. Halstenberg with just 2 caps to his name, Schultz with just 6 for the national side as well. Both with very intense seasons at club level, but yet to really prove themselves in the German national side. Given the opportunity to do so now. These Euro qualifiers coming up. Bit of a water break now for the players. It's been a good tempo to the game. Just remember, it is a friendly, it is for the fans. It's a bit more of an exhibition, but it does show that they're taking it seriously. Heart rate is definitely up, getting a good sweat on, some good football being played. 1 or 2 nice goals as well, especially that of Marco Reus, a lovely through ball. Draxler to find him. A lovely finish from the Dortmund star player. Fans are finding a bit of shade as well. Of course, it's hot for the players, but it's hot for the fans as well, especially on the one side of the stadium where the sun is just blasting down. Worse ways to spend the day in the sun, though. Köpke and Zorg there. Enjoying themselves as well. Serge Gnabry just saying he's a little disappointed he missed that opportunity, but he's sure the next one will find the back of the net. Also saying just how fun it is to train in front of all these fans, and a big thank you to everyone who showed up as well. Talk there, talking to Ilkay Gundogan, perhaps getting a few more ideas across for the second half of this. I think Hector having some fun with his teammates. And I think what's nice to see as well is that the players themselves are genuinely enjoying this experience. So Manuel Neuer makes his way back inside. It looks like Ulreich is going to take his place in between the sticks. Perhaps more cautionary than anything. Doesn't look like there was anything wrong with Neuer. Was moving really well. 1 or 2 really good saves as well from the Bayern Munich keeper. And why not sit back and relax while the second half of this game will get underway. Both sets of players now being talked to. Interestingly, we had separate team talks before the game got underway. Now everyone brought together, perhaps a chance to tell both sets of players what they did well, what they didn't do so well, what we can still work on, what was looking good, what was perhaps not there and needs to still come. But all in all, I think it'll be a relaxed attitude towards it. No one taking it all too seriously, which is what you'd expect and what you want from a day like this as well. But not holding back. Been some good football being played. Good goal for the fans to enjoy as well from Marco Reus, and very nearly an even better one from Serge Gnabry. And now Ulrich will make his way into goal to replace Manuel Neuer, who's made his way down the tunnel. Ulrich, of course, still uncapped for the German national side. Did have 3 appearances at under-21 level under Rainer Adrian, but yet to make his debut for the first team under Joachim Löw. Made the move from Stuttgart to Bayern Munich back in 2015. 9 appearances in the Bundesliga. 12 in total for Bayern Munich this season. Given a chance to get a taste of some Bundesliga action, of course, with Manuel Neuer out injured for the majority of the campaign. Team Green now playing from right to left. Timo Werner. Reus sends the ball out wide. Hanstenberg gets the ball back from Draxler. Reus dropping deep. Süle able to turn, thinks about going back to Ulreich in goal. Instead picks out Gundogan. Now Süle on the ball again. Matthias Ginter brings the ball forward. Kehrer out on the wing. Closed down quickly by Schultz. Draxler looking for the through ball there. Picked off by Julian Brandt. Now Sané brings it forward in the other direction. Sané picks out Havertz on the edge of the penalty area. Right on top. Serge Gnabry very nearly finding the back of the net in the first half, telling the fans that the next one will find the back of the net. Let's see if he can be true to his word. Needed to do more there. Ball played in just behind Timo Werner, who was on his way forward. Havertz picked out. Now Brandt. Great for the fans to see just how things unfold at a training session. Obviously, there are some things that will not be on show here. Don't always want to give away all your secrets, especially with this being shown for free on A number of outlets, DFB TV, YouTube as well. Every chance that the coaching staff of Belarus and Estonia will be tuning in and having a look, so I'm sure there'll be certain things that are kept under wraps, which should come as no surprise, but still, you do get a rough idea of what a training session can look like. You get to see some shooting practice and crossing practice. And don't forget the announcement of a surprise coming up after this for some of the fans as well. Which you guess is probably a chance for some of the youngsters to rub shoulders with some of these big names. I'm sure they can't wait. Ulreich. Team Green under pressure here. Pegged back in their own half. Hector. Süle does eventually send the ball upfield, but he's getting it back to Team White in the form of Schultz. Havertz, nice little drop of the shoulder there. Out wide again for Brandt, who's seen more and more of the ball since he's taken up that position out on this right wing. Played more of a central role in the first half. Well, just didn't quite get enough pace on that. Bobbled across the face of Ulreich's goal and was happy to come out and collect under no pressure. Now Timo Werner down the line for Kehrer. Kehrer does have bags of pace. Moves his way out of the sunshine into the shade. Sets up Marco Reus. He scores his second of the evening. And a well-worked goal from the green team. They're breaking quickly. Kehrer doing what we've seen him do so many times this season for PSG. Making a blistering run down the sideline and pulling one back across, setting it up nicely for a teammate. Marco Reus more than happy to oblige. So Reus on a hat-trick here in Tivoli. Well, it has to be said, the green team has looked more dangerous going forward. Being able to turn defense into attack quicker than the Whites. As a result, find themselves in front 3-0 now, the score, I believe. Do correct me if I'm wrong, it might only be 2. Havertz with a sort of half chance there, almost looked like he was caught in between two minds, whether to play it back into his teammate or have a crack a goal himself. In the end, it was neither. Süle. Dangerous ball, very nearly setting it up for his opponent, Joshua Kimmich there. Köpke there. Former keeper himself, part of the coaching team. Die Mannschaft. In charge of the goalkeeping department, of course, no surprises there. If you think of Germany's options in the goalkeeping department, they've still got the likes of Marc-Andre ter Stegen. He's come off a sensational season with Barcelona. So Germany with no problems in the goalkeeping department, that's for sure. Cool, calm and collected chest back there by Marcel Halstenberg. Into the hands of Ulreich. Now Werner against Stark at the other end of the pitch, waiting for support. Does eventually come in the form of Marco Reus. Now Gundogan. Süle stretch the play out wide. Here is Halstenberg again. Decides to go it alone. Julian Brandt now tracking back. And the green team just knocking the ball around a little more confidently. Good determination shown there by Joshua Kimmich. Should be a throw to the green team, and will be. Halstenberg looking for options, goes back to Draxler. And in turn will go all the way back to Süle. And here come Team Green again. Kehrer out on that right wing. We saw him set up Marco Reus just moments ago for the Dortmund Stars second. Good possession this as well, knocking the ball around nicely. Stringing together 4, 5, even 6 passes. Probably well past that at this point. Halstenberg now tries to fizz one back into the path of the arriving Hector. Not quite the execution required though. Now Havertz with a bit of space, supporting the form of Gnabry to his left. Still Serge Gnabry said he was going to score. Not too far away that time, was closer with his first effort. Let's have another look at it here. Just dragging it wide. There's a weaker foot there, and a bit of an angle to work with as well, which Ulreich made sure he made even smaller. And there's the Bayern backup keeper. Gundogan to Süle. Good play from the central defender. Now Draxler. 1-1 with Klostermann. Klostermann standing his ground and then picks the ball off. Stark. And then Jonathan Tah. Now, and the white team find a goal on the way back into this friendly little kickabout. Kimmich. Havertz. Looking for Gnabry. And now with Kehrer. Comes off Schultz. And will be a green throw. Looking for a teammate with the throw. Kehrer, of course, in Paris with his fellow countryman Julian Draxler. Both players enjoying a fantastic season. The Parisian powerhouse that is PSG. And alongside the likes of Neymar and Mbappe. Edinson Cavani. The list goes on and on. Must be fantastic for their development, especially Kehrer, still very young. Draxler, of course, making the move to PSG as an already very established international player. It's a big name and big money signing for the team from the French capital, but Kehrer, not so much. Bit of a different story and journey for him, has very much made a name for himself. He was definitely on Germany's radar at youth level and has been performing for quite a while now, but perhaps only really making a name for himself for fans around the world and fans of international and European club football since he's been at PSG and has muscled his way into the first team, now an integral part of that side, which is why we're seeing him in action more and more for the German national team as well. Gnabry finds the side netting, lovely bit of link-up play out on that far side. And he's getting himself into great positions, just hasn't quite found the finishes to match so far. Lovely ball inside from Schultz. Well, we still have a goal before it's all done and dusted here. Gundogan. Werner. That's picked off, and now here come Team White. Here's Havertz. Julian Brandt with the overlap. Havertz can't find him though. Cutting his own pass off with the other foot there. Unfortunate for the young man. Looking for the ball back from Halstenberg. Let's pick up the throw though. Royce will go back to Sula. Ball out wide there to find Julian Draxler. Closed down quickly by Schultz though, forced to go backwards rather than forward. Now perhaps a chance for Green to make something happen. Gundogan, back heel into the path of Goretzka, does well to hold on to it. Nice one-touch football here from Green. Gundogan. There's a shot, very nearly catching out. Ulreich took a wicked deflection there. It will be a corner to Team Green here. After some very nice one-touch football. And during that build-up, see what he was trying to do, just curl it towards that top right corner like Gnabry did in the first half from a similar position. But Jonathan Tah just getting a heel in the way of it. Deflect it up and over. Draxler to take the corner from the far side here. Sends it deep. Werner. A slight touch on it, but it's picked off by Sane, and now a little burst of pace from him. Sends it out wide. Gnabry there with him. Tries to give it back to Sane. Lovely goal. Well, Gnabry might not find the back of the net himself, but if he can't score, he's going to make sure his teammate Sane can. Lovely worked goal there. From back to front, quick break, Sane with a burst of pace through the middle, meant unselfish play, out wide to Gnabry. It looked like he was going to try and slot it towards the penalty spot with Julian Brandt making a good run, but added just a bit more pace to it, sent it out wide. There was Leroy Sane, no one picking him up, and a lovely finish with the inside of his weaker right foot to find the bottom left corner. No chance for Ulreich there. Under pressure, does really well again. So comfortable on the ball for such a big man. Look at his frame and his size. You wouldn't think he's as agile and flexible as he is, but technically very gifted for a central defender, which is part and parcel of the modern game. That's why he's one of the best in the business as well. Gundogan. Green team knocking the ball around beautifully at the moment. Halstenberg with an early cross inside. And Kera gets his name on the score sheet. Good run in from out wide. Looks like it was a slight toe poke, just getting in ahead of his defender there, expecting the ball. It was a good one from Halstenberg as well, and a lovely finish to match. Was it offside though? I think that's the question. Looks like it was offside, so the goal won't count. Where's VAR when you need it? Havertz sends one up and over. got himself into a good position. Good build-up play from the white side as well. And that's all she wrote for this friendly, as Marcus Zorg blows the whistle, excuse me, and brings an end to a very entertaining little kickabout here between two sets of players from Die Mannschaft. Nice little exhibition for the fans here. None of the players holding back either. Some good goals, some good play, some promising action from this set of players and this new generation of Die Mannschaft. Exciting times, and capping off what has been a wonderful little open training session. Another quick little drinks break. And I do believe there might still be a penalty shootout for us to enjoy, which would certainly be good fun. Look there at just how many people have made the journey to the new Tivoli Stadium here. So you see some of their favorite players in action. Plenty of these youngsters dying to get their team jerseys signed. It's always great to see the passion in the young football fans and the amazement in their eyes and on their faces when they do get to see some of their idols. It's what days like these are all about. Two of the youngsters in the limelight here this evening as well. Two young men from Afghanistan. Ramin, who is 14 years old. And I do apologize, I wasn't able to catch his friend's name just before that. Both of them gonna get a chance to take a penalty against Kevin Trapp. So what a wonderful experience for these two young men. Once again showing what integration and community and involvement is all about, and what this German team stands for. Another wonderful part of this evening's open training session. And it looks like a certain Paula is going to be joining in as well. Kevin Trapp has had his fair share of penalty shootouts this season already, but this perhaps the one that might make his knees wobble a little bit, and the most nervous he's been. All respect before the kickoff. And Paula, the young lady who'll be taking part in the penalty shootout as well, part of the Alemannia Aachen women's team here as well. The young Paula is going to get things started here. Something tells me she's already picked which corner she's going for. She looks confident, doesn't she? It's all smiles at the moment for Kevin Trapp. Oh, and she went for the top right corner there. She went for glory. Why not? You can't blame her. Unable to find the target, but a well-taken penalty. The first of the two young gents. It's a good save by Trapp. Tried to catch him out, gave him the eyes, But Kevin Trapp showing why he's one of the best in the business. Down quickly, you could see good technique from the young man. Side footing it. Just couldn't quite get enough power to take it past the keeper. Rami sends it wide as well. All three of them will get another chance, so no one able to beat Kevin Trapp just yet, but you can look at the determination on these young faces. They want to find a goal. Oh, lovely finish. Trapp caught wrong-footed there. A little lazy to get across the PSG keeper. And Paula, wonderful. Right-footed curler into the top right corner. Again, beautiful technique. That's what she was going for first time round. Shot number 2, just wide as well. Went for power that time. Went for placement with the first one. Put his right foot right behind it on the second, and you can see he's a little disappointed there as well. And then down the middle, sending Kevin Trapp the wrong way. Cheeky finish. Maybe perhaps got that from some of his idols. How many times have we seen the pros put one down the middle? Kevin Trapp not expecting that one. High fives all round. And a quick chance to get some pictures with Kevin Trapp as well. Paula wasting no time. Paula not quite finished just yet. She's going to get friends involved as well, and why not? That's what days like these are all about. As Kevin Trapp heads over to sign some shirts and take a few more selfies, I'm sure. Just look at all these youngsters waiting for their turn to get close to the players. It's always a pleasure to see the excitement in these youngsters' faces, and it just goes to show how important football can be. Yes, sometimes it's all about winning, about points, about goals, but more often than not, it's about everything that comes with that, and that is the fans. Days like these, a chance for players to realize that these players are just like you and me, normal human beings. It doesn't always seem like that when you see them on TV, and sometimes you know how much they get paid, and you know, it doesn't certainly seem like a celebrity lifestyle at times, but it's days like these that help us all remember what football's really about, and that's about bringing people together. Some of the players sending some balls and merchandise into the crowd. A few freebies for some of these youngsters. So Kimmich, Schultz, Neuer getting the balls, booting the balls into the crowd, making sure some of the people at the back get something to take home with them as well. Great way of involving all the fans here as well. Timo Werner doing his job. Gundogan still with plenty of balls to send into the crowd. Draxler throwing them short and kicking them long. Now a lot of the youngsters being asked to come forward so they can pick up some autographs and sign pictures from the players as well. Marco Reus with one more ball to get rid of. And there he goes. Volunteers getting in there first as well. Can't really blame them. Sula making their way over to the fans as well. Sane still got a few balls to send into the crowd as well. Just the kids excited about getting their hands on a free ball. Handing out some autographs. Team mascot here as well. Why not? Everyone along for the ride. As always, don't forget you can follow Die Mannschaft on all the social media channels, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, not to mention the DFB website. That's www.dfb.de. Head on over there for all the latest news, updates, interviews, videos and pictures surrounding Die Mannschaft at every age level as well, not to mention the ladies team as well. They're going to be in action very soon with the Women's World Cup in France coming up, so make sure you show your support for the women's team as well. Let's get right behind them. Expecting big things from them in France, that tournament getting underway this summer, so we'll definitely have our eyes on that as well. And the German national team, Die Mannschaft, in action in just a few days in the Euro 2020 qualifiers in Group C. Germany in the same group as Northern Ireland, the Netherlands, Estonia and Belarus. Will play against the last two in their two matches before the summer break. The first in Belarus on June the 8th. That's an 8:45 evening kickoff Central European time. Belarus against Germany. 3 days later on June the 11th, again at 8:45 Central European time, evening kickoff. Germany at home will play host to Estonia. 6 big points up for grabs for Joachim Löw and his team, and we'll be there to support them for every kick of the ball. Stark out there signing a few autographs and shirts. Manuel Neuer back out from the changing room as well. A real fan favourite, whether it's with Bayern Munich or the German national team. Good autograph collections being put together there. I'm sure a few of them will be shown off tomorrow at school, that's for sure. A few words now from Manuel Neuer. Big thank you to the fans for coming and supporting the team so vigorously. We wanted to give everything and play well for you. Thank you so much for your support, and all the best, and hopefully see you soon. Die Mannschafts captain, and a few final friendly words for all the fans who made the effort to come here today and show their support. Manuel Neuer always very thankful with regards to Germany's support, and always happy to take time away from the game and give a little back to the fans and the football community here in Germany. Sane finding it hard to get away from that corner. A real fan favourite, of course. So now the players making their way back into the changing room. A few of them still out there, surrounded by fans. Joshua Kimmich as well. But time to wrap things up here in Aachen, here on DFB TV and YouTube. Thank you for all of those who joined us here this evening. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did as well. Don't forget those 2 games coming up for the Euro qualifiers. But for me, that's all, and thank you very much.